Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Supplementarian. Today, we are going to talk about the different forms that supplements come in so that you can be educated, informed, and find something that works for you. To help me explain this and go over all these details is my friend and coworker, Jayne Rizner. Jayne, say hello to everyone.
Hey, everybody.
So, Jayne, when people come in the store, what's one of the things they expect to find in supplements? What's the one that's probably been around the longest?
Probably vitamins.
Vitamins have been around a long time. And do people need vitamins in their diet?
People do need vitamins.
That's right. There's a lot of disease that can be prevented by having the right vitamins in your body. Your body needs to utilize them. Scurvy, for example, is caused by a deficiency in vitamin C. Don't want to have that. You can be depressed if you don't have enough vitamin D. The list will go on and on and on. But some people have trouble taking vitamins because they think they only come in one form, and that's tablets. Tablets are typically rounded. One would be round so you could swallow them, but they're hard. And used to, tablets weren't always coated. Now most of the time they're coated and easier to swallow. But tablets can come in this size, and sometimes they come in a lot larger size. For some people, those are hard to swallow. But there's certain advantages of taking a tablet. Jayne, can you tell us a few of those?
Well, usually you have to take less tablets because they're able to compact more of the nutrition into one pill. So instead of maybe taking 2 or 4, you might just have to take 1.
Yes. So this one right here I'm holding up, this is 1 a day. But if I take this same one in a capsule, I have to take 2. So you can take a smaller quantity. That's an advantage of taking a tablet as long as you can swallow it. And as an alternative, the next most common thing we see is capsules. And you can see some capsules here, different colored. There's 2 different kinds, but they're about the same size a lot of times as the tablet. But they will contain less material because the tablet is all compressed and the capsule is not. So, Jayne, why don't they compress it as much in the capsule?
Well, they don't compress it as much, and sometimes capsules are even bigger than a tablet because it increases the absorption rate. If it's all smacked in there together tight, it may not break down and absorb as easily. People who don't have trouble absorbing anything don't have to worry about that as much, but other people whose bodies don't tend to absorb nutrition as well really need to worry about that. You really need to look at what form of nutrition you're taking in.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
our body can only utilize it if it absorbs it. So we want to get things that absorb the best. And, now capsules, they come in different sizes and things too. So a lot of the bottles, but not all, will have the size of the capsule on the outside, or they might be in a clear bottle and you can see. But again, if you can't take it, it's not going to benefit you. You have to be able to take it. So capsules for some people is a better alternative than tablets, but not always. Now, in addition to that, they make gel caps. And you can see here, gel caps also come in different sizes. We've got an omega-3 that's nearly an inch long versus the curcumin turmeric blend, which is less than half an inch big. And a lot of gel capsules are filled with liquid. That's why they're called gel capsules. They're made out of Jell-O, and what's in them a lot of times is in a gel or oil form. And those a lot of times are very easy to swallow, but every supplement doesn't come in that form because every supplement can't be transformed into that. But for some of those, if you're looking for that vitamin D, a lot of times comes in this. Omegas come in this, curcumin, turmeric, and things like that. They also will come in that. So it is one of those things to look for, and those are called soft gels or gel capsules. And speaking of the capsules, we want to, Jayne, you can talk about the difference between the gelatin and the vegetable capsules and why that matters for some people.
Okay. Well, I have these 2 identical bottles almost. They're just a different color. And just to let you know, this is the same probiotic inside the capsule, but the capsules are what are different. And
Yes.
some people are vegan or vegetarian, and they don't want a capsule that contains gelatin. which would be like this. If you're a vegan, you want to look on the bottle for a label that says, this one says vegetarian capsules. And so it's usually right on the front. You don't have to go searching for it. But if you double check it, just look on the back where it says other ingredients. And this one, the one that's vegan, says vegetarian capsule, which means it's got cellulose and water is what makes up the capsule of this. And this one is going to tell you it's got gelatin and water, and that's what makes up this capsule. So you can just choose depending on what your dietary needs are or your choice. If you want to if you choose to be vegan or vegetarian, then you can find capsules for yourself.
Yes, and that's an important option for some people. If you want to be vegan, you do need vegetarian capsules. Otherwise, you're getting that meat byproduct in there. Not byproduct, but gelatin made from the beef as part of the supplement. So you want to really watch and be aware of that. Ingredients do matter. But if you're not vegan, it's not going to matter whether it's a beef gelatin capsule or a vegetable capsule. As far as swallowing it and the digestion of it, that part is the same. So we just want to make sure everybody knows that slight difference there. Now, we've talked about tablets, capsules, gel caps. Is that the only forms that supplements come in? No, we got a lot more options out here. So for some people, they love gummies. And we have gummies in a variety of different products. Now, with gummies, a lot of times you're going to have to take a little more. Like, I have to take 2 of my chlorophyll gummies instead of 1 tablet or capsule, because it takes more in that gummy form to mix with it. Now, some gummies also contain sugar. That can be a disadvantage if you're trying to do keto or you're on a non-sugar diet. Gummies can be made out of sugar. We do have some that are sugar-free. You just have to watch and read the labels to know the difference. If they're sugar-free, they're typically going to be made from xylitol or monk fruit or some other natural sugar alternative. An advantage to gummies, most of them are still going to taste pretty well. They're not going to taste like candy, but they're going to have a fairly pleasant taste, and they're simple to take. And most of the time, gummies don't have to be taken with food. That's another advantage there. If you have something that you need to take and you can't eat at the time, you can have gummies with you. Now, another disadvantage of gummies, they can get too hot, so that won't matter too much in the winter, but in summer you definitely don't want to take those and leave them in your car all day long and have them melt into one big gummy. You want to make sure they stay separated, and then you just store them in a regular place in your home and they'll be fine. But if they're left in a car, they can definitely get too hot. And if your gummies ever do get too warm, put them in the fridge, let them get back down to temperature, and most of the time you can separate and still take them with ease. But just to let you know that is a disadvantage there in the summer months. Now, Jayne, tell us something else besides gummies.
Well, there's a lot of different types of liquid supplements. So if you don't like to swallow pills, or some people are actually unable to swallow pills, or at least unable to swallow like larger pills or something like that. So in those instances, we have a lot of liquid supplements. We have liquid vitamins, we have liquid joint complex, we have liquid, I lost my train of thought, minerals. We have liquid minerals. We have a lot of different liquids that you can choose from.
Yes, and that's excellent. Most of those you're going to take, a tablespoonful to 2 tablespoonfuls.
1 to 2 usually, yeah.
Yeah, at a time. So it's not a huge amount to take, and most of the time you can just chase it behind something else if you don't like the flavor. Most of them are not too unpleasant to take. We do have a couple that I tell people, but like the ACF, it's got a lot of bitter herbs in it, so it's going to taste more bitter. Just have something to chase behind it. But if you feel bad, you're running a fever, you got the flu, nothing's going to knock it out faster than ACF. It's like one of those wonder medications, and luckily you only need to take that when you are sick or been exposed to somebody that's really sick and you're trying to prevent it.
Right.
So those are like short-term things to take. But then in addition to the liquid that's a little bit thicker that you swallow, we also have things called tinctures and homeopathic. So tell us a little bit about those.
Okay, well, I have some examples here. They come in little bottles like this. This is a tincture, and it's called Stonebreaker, and it works to break down stones. It's an herbal product. You generally put that in water. Some herbals and homeopathics will say just put them under your tongue, but you just always read the instructions. Always read your labels. No matter what, always read how they suggest you take it. And so if you just put some drops, how many ever drops, or maybe a dropper full, whatever it calls for, you put that in a glass of water or juice and just drink it down. It's really super simple. But I do think it is important to take it the way it's meant to be taken, because they're counting on it to absorb a certain way. So if it says put it under your tongue, even if it doesn't taste all that good, you still should do that, because that's how you will get the best absorption. And then I also brought this homeopathic, which is a detoxifier, a general detoxifier. And if you're taking something like this, it's going to be some amount of drops, either under your tongue or in liquid. And I think Elizabeth was telling you earlier that she puts drops like this in her tea. So if she was going to take 4 drops 4 times a day, or maybe 8 drops twice a day, or whatever it is, she'll put that in her tea and then just drink the tea slowly throughout the day, which is a super easy, convenient way to do it. And your homeopathics generally have no flavor. So you can put it in anything you want, and it doesn't add or take from the flavor of anything else, which is a good thing. The herbals, they can flavor something up. So you got to be careful with them. You can't hide that flavor as well. But if you have children that need it, you can always disguise it in yogurt or juice or something that will make it a little more palatable.
Yeah, and that's an important thing to remember. Once you take your supplement, you can generally take something behind it that will take that flavor away. Now, I will say a caution with juice, you do need to make sure it's one that doesn't interact with vitamin C that would make it taste worse. so some true. You need to just take with water and drink it down and drink something behind it. Most of these, after you take them a time or two, the first time you take it, it may seem like it's more bitter. And I remember that the first time I ever took CBD, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. And then I slept so good and I started feeling so much better. I'm like, this is nothing. And now I actually prefer the unflavored, and it doesn't faze me at all. It's just a matter of getting our taste buds used to something. And when we associate how we feel and feeling better with this flavor, it no longer bothers me. And I think a lot of people will find the same thing will be true for them, that suddenly, wow, I feel better. Who cares? This flavor doesn't bother me at all, because I feel so much better when I take it. Now, another thing we have here, and we can add to smoothies, is powdered vitamins, minerals, and different supplements. So we have things like get energized, get focused, get brainy, get flexible, all these different things. We can add those directly in with a smoothie, and they generally don't affect the flavor. Now, if you added every single one we had to a smoothie, you would definitely start to notice a difference in the texture. But normally we add up to 3, and you're not going to tell it. Generally speaking, you might have a little more sensitive palate than I do, but I've gotten used to them, and I can't tell. And I generally add 2 to 3 supplements to my smoothie every single day. And in addition to those, which we also sell on the shelf, we have other forms that come in powder, and some of them come in single serve packets. And what I have right here is a NitroVasc boost. So if you're looking to improve your cardiovascular health, this comes from beets. And it's got actually a great blueberry, naturally flavored with blueberries. And I love to mix that in with my Very, Very Good smoothie. And then I'm getting, my heart's getting extra boost. My cardiovascular system's improving, and I'm not even noticing it at all. It's just adding a little extra flavor to my smoothie. So there's tons of different ones that come out here in powder form. And again, a lot of those don't add flavor to anything. You'll find a few that will, but the majority of them are designed where they're not really going to affect the flavor. And you can mix them with, as she mentioned, yogurt. You can mix them in your smoothie. You can, sometimes some of them are made, they can be sprinkled on top of food and you won't notice. And Some of them you can add into teas. I've also got some powders I add to my tea formula and stuff. So just depends on what you're looking for. But you can always find what you're looking for if you just keep looking and keep trying. So it's all about what form of vitamin you will take, because none of them will help you unless you get them in your body. So if you take them in, you can see a difference. All right, Jayne, is there any more forms of vitamins we need to cover here?
Well, sublingual comes to mind, which we
Yes.
do have some, particularly some of the B vitamins, B12, that just dissolve under your tongue. And that's a super easy way to take them if you can't swallow pills or you don't want the other types of things. And typically the sublinguals taste pretty good because you do get the flavor of it a little bit. It's pretty easy. And also, if you prefer to swallow the ones that are sublingual, you can swallow instead of put them under your tongue. But again, they're designed to absorb under your tongue. So that's how they do the best in your system. And also transdermal. We have some oils like this rosehip seed oil that will, and any of our essential oils will absorb transdermally. We have like this Nourish facial oil, and we have vitamin E oil. So some of your vitamins will absorb transdermally, or they can formulate them to do that. And the essential oils you can smell them. They work with your limbic system, but also you can put them on your body, like on your joints or on a skin problem that you're having, and they can go that way.
Yeah, and that's an important note to remember. Our skin is our biggest organ, and anything our skin absorbs gets into the rest of our body. And so we can put good things here, and we can put lotions and things on our skin that can actually help protect us from the toxins and the bad things that are out here in the world bombarding us every single day. And talking about transdermally, we also have things like magnesium flakes or magnesium salt that you can add to your bathtub, and then get in there, soak it in. Let that soak into your skin. And magnesium even comes in a spray form. We generally keep that in stock as long as it's on order as long as our suppliers have it. We have it in stock to where you can actually spray that directly on your skin. It'll make your skin softer, and it'll help you absorb the magnesium as well. And magnesium is one of those that does really well transdermally and stuff. So you can enjoy a bath and add your essential oils and your magnesium and all this other stuff in there and improve your health while you're relaxing, because relaxation's also important for your health. So you can just kind of get all that all together in one. All right, so there you have it, guys. Oh, no, we did forget one more. There are also chewables.
Oh, yeah.
So there are chewable vitamins out there. One of the ones I take is the propolis extract. This is from bees. And it's just loaded with all kinds of great things. Helps with the immune system, and it's a tablet type form, but it's chewable. So you just pop it in the mouth, chew it, swallow, good to go. Got your daily dose in. So again, find vitamins, minerals, or whatever you need to feel your best in the form that you will actually take. None of them will do you any good if you don't take them or use them. So we got everything from what you can use topically on your skin to what you take internally in stock. So come on down to S&S Smoothies and Supplements on Merchants Walk, and we'll help you find the right supplement that will make you feel your best. So here's to 2024 and making it your best year yet. And if you need help or an encouragement and accountability, be sure to join Healing Me from the Inside Out.club. Go there, sign up, join this challenge so that we can help you become a better you every single day. Thank you, and join us again next week for more information on supplements and feeling your best.